The women of Impact. Previous posts I've already spoken on Tasha Steelz and Kylierae. This is kind of long overdue, but I'll start with someone like Deonna Purrazzo, who got a chance to get out of WWE or was let go. I cannot remember when she was there in NXT. In previous posts, many moons ago, I had spoken on her being in, I think it was either Raw. It was on Raw when she wrestled Charlotte Flair, I think it was. I can't remember if it was her or Chelsea. That one of those two, they either wrestled Charlotte or Asuka, and I didn't really care for the result, how they did it. Anyhow, glad to see her over at Impact, and there's something about her voice that is very matter of fact. When she says something, you could pretty much count on that she's going to do it. I dig the idea of Impact giving her the title, based off of the fact that she said that she was coming in to take the title. And I like when they have a character for any federation that says that they're going to do something and they do it. I can dig that. It's Ishii, the way that WWE made up some bogus crap, explaining to her that they didn't really understand what the virtuosa meant, when quite frankly, I just went to the dictionary and just looked it up, and it was staring right there in text. So, it just seemed like a lackadaisical excuse, and it also seemed as if they really signed her so that she would not go over to AEW because there's an interview. I mean, she was supposed to appear on like one of their very first pay-per-views before they went on TV. But I think that they were looking to just sign up people to prevent them from going to AEW. And her name was on the list, and she got scooped up and basically shelved. But, Impact is allowing her to express herself freely. I've always gotten the feeling, that I've said this before, I've always gotten the feeling that the talent at Impact, they really have a great time, and that they are very much more a part of creative as opposed to the Vince Network. So I'll just, I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to babble on because I don't want this to be a WWE babble fest. Anyhow, glad to see her there. I wonder if I would have enjoyed it. I can't say I would have enjoyed it more because I don't really know. I was going to speak on Tessa, but, that's a whole other conversation I don't really care to get into if she was there or not with her and Deonna. But anyhow, if you guys want to see matches with them, they're probably up on the internet, some indie event. It is what it is. Su Yung, the reinvention of Su Yung as Susie. The Susie character is a great idea, and she just really embodies it as she does the Su Yung character. It would have been very interesting to see. I mean, technically she can still do it, but it would be very interesting to see her do the Susie character on the indie circuit when things pick back up, as if she stays in this character. The fact that she has aligned herself with Kylierae, I think they are a very good pairing with, quote unquote, smiley Kylie. But I am very much looking forward to seeing from Kylierae, Kylie dead. I want to see her go dark, strictly. Being with, doesn't have to happen now. I would say let it marinate to 2021. Let's see if we can get audiences back involved, and there's no rush for this story arc from me. It's just something that I would like to see. Su Yung returns, and Kylie will become Kylie dead. I want to see that smile turned upside down. I would enjoy that. And segueing into Holly dead, I don't understand why Holly dead has not been signed to one of these majors. I mean, you would figure that even NWA would be interested in her because she's good friends with Thunder Rosa. And they just recently had a match on YouTube that I think you can find on Thunder Rosa's. Is it on Thunder Rosa's channel or is it on Title Wrestling's channel? Anyhow, yeah, I just watched it a week ago. It was empty. I think it's at her training facility, and they're like really, 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 tight. So I'm just surprised, but I think she'd be a better fit over at Impact because it seems like the Wrestling Dead outside of Abaddon are over at Impact. So I would like to see her over at Impact. Who would they team her up with? I don't know. So I don't know like what's happening. I was surprised to find that Eva Lise, I don't know if she signed or whatever, but it's over at AEW. And I'm bringing it up because there's certain indie talent that I see, and I'm like, how come this one's isn't signed? This one's already in WWE, yada, yada, yada. And it's just in the circuit. And, now she's signed over or going to be signed over at AEW. And, what's her face's girlfriend? Diamante is also, because I saw her one time at Impact, and then she wasn't, like my man said from the words, and then she wasn't there no more. And this is sometime last year. Now she's also at AEW. So, I mean, that's cool. But yeah, they need to stop effing around. You guys need to sign Holly Dead. I'm just putting it out there for my 4 listeners that I have. I'm just joking, guys. Anyhow, yeah, Madison Rayne. I enjoy Madison Rayne with Josh more so than I enjoy Josh with damn, why am I spazzing in his name? And he's funny. He was funny in ECW, and he's funny here in Impact. But I think it's the fact that they are a couple, that they're a married couple, and they can play off one another very, very well. And sometimes they will pick on one another, and you can tell it's like this insider things. But it's just, and Josh reminds me, for some reason, from time to time when I'm listening to his voice, he reminds me of a younger Vince McMahon. Go back and listen to the early days of WWF, and you hear Vince McMahon talking, and oh my God, what's Hulk Hogan gonna do? Sounds very. There are a lot of times when Josh's voice will hit the high notes, and anyhow, yeah, I'd like to see more from Nevaeh. This is kind of what it looks like, but I'm not sure because Nevaeh and Havoc just took the L to Tasha Steelz and Kylierae Hogan, and at the end of that, either Josh or Madison Rayne, they had made the comment stating that this was closing the chapter on this rivalry. I found it odd. It's just an idea that I had prior to their match last week. Same show, same episode. Prior to that match, Sami Callihan had basically started a beef, now with Rob Van Dam, but with Rob Van Dam's girlfriend, teasing her a few weeks back, and then something jumped off in the Madison Rayne's show. She has a little pseudo talk show that's on Impact, and I said to myself, damn, it seems like Havoc would be a really good piece for this, to help him deal with Rob Van Dam's girlfriend while Sammy feuds with Rob, or whatever. Anyhow, the fact that they mentioned that these two, that was the closing of that feud, made me wonder if the two women were going to end up splitting up. Nevaeh just showed up barely, it feels like maybe 2 months ago. I don't know, time flies. He might have been here over the summer, but it just seems a little soon, but it is what it is. I just learned a fun fact, I guess, about Nevaeh, that she gave up her wrestling career to have children. I think she has 2 daughters now. But yeah, she put her dreams on hold to raise her children, or her child, excuse me. And now she's been able to, it might be 1 child, because now she's able to return, but it's neither here nor there. But it's good to see her. I want to see more from her. I would love to see her in a feud with Jordynne Grace, because they have very similar body types, and I think it would be very interesting, in my opinion. If they are going to split these 2 women up, I think because Jordynne is having a match with Purrazzo, and that could go either way. It doesn't bother me if Purrazzo loses or whatever. But even if they were to insert Nevaeh into that as a run-in or whatever, and transition that into a women's 3-way dance, that would be cool. And then it would just transition into Nevaeh feuding with Jordynne Grace. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, what I wanted to say first is I like the direction with what they're doing with Kimberly. And she would be someone good to actually feud with Nevaeh. Also similar body types. I wish in the match with that she had against Jordynne Grace, I wish she didn't lose, especially watching her cut the deal that she cut with Deonna Purrazzo. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up putting herself in the match at Emergence. Because it's going to be what it's going to be creatively, but it just doesn't make any sense to have the scene with her Kimberly meeting with Deonna, saying, hey, if I take out Jordynne, then you should give me a title shot. And then she wrestles Jordynne and loses, and then that's like the end of it. It's like, to me, it's like a false build-up where you could actually expound on her character by thus having her get involved, even if she ends up being the person that costs Deonna to lose the belt just by her interfering. It's still a growth within that character. But either way, you can still put Kimberly in a feud with Jordynne Grace, or you can put Kimberly in a feud with Nevaeh. I think that'll work as well. You know what? Side note, now that I think about it, Ashley Vox would be a great fit over there at Impact. Ashley Vox, who I mentioned last week with Tasha Steelz, they were both doing jobs at NWA. Ashley Vox would be she'd be a really great acquisition to go over there at Impact. And because she's the right size to feud with a Tasha, to feud with a Kylierae. Like I stated before, the women of Impact in general, as a company, I feel that they don't get their just deserved. But you know me, I like focusing in on the women. I'll critique the men another time, but I like to focus in on the women, and I want to give the women their kudos. So kudos, ladies, at Impact. Here's a cake. Later.